4 years ago her husband sent her to prison to protect another woman. Emma Bennett finally walked out. She thought the nightmare was over. She was wrong. Her husband Ethan Cross was openly living with Ava Foster, the woman he had chosen over her. Ava was now the lady of the house, and she had even given birth to Ethan's son. Then in front of Emma, Ethan asked her to be the boy's godmother. He told her it was time to move on, but Emma couldn't. That boy was her son. She could never just move past what happened to him. Then the lawyer from her old case found her and handed her a USB drive. It contained dashcam footage from 4 years ago, footage that showed Ava's car hitting Emma's son Noah. It was Emma's only chance to reopen the case, but Ava found out almost immediately. She showed up with people, took the USB right out of Emma's hands, and handed it to Ethan. Ethan took it, then he looked Emma straight in the eye. He told her he'd seen her hugging another man 5 years ago. He had already decided Noah wasn't his son, so he destroyed the USB right in front of her, and he warned her to stop digging into what happened 4 years ago. That was it, her last hope gone, and Ava wasn't done. She staged a kidnapping and framed Emma for it. Ethan completely lost control. He even used Noah's ashes to pressure Emma into telling him where his other son was. Emma had nowhere left to turn. She pulled out the DNA test she'd done herself and begged Ethan to look at it, but he wouldn't listen. He was already convinced that she had betrayed him. Then Ethan grabbed Noah's ashes and threw them over the cliff. Emma watched the ashes disappear below. Her son was already gone, and now even his own father had treated him like he meant nothing. Emma walked to the edge of the cliff. Ethan, desperate to find Ava's son, left her there alone. He never even looked back. When Ethan got home, his assistant was waiting with a delayed investigation report. The photos of Emma supposedly cheating, they were fake, and the second DNA test Ethan had secretly ordered came back with the exact same result as Emma's. Noah was his biological son, but that wasn't even the worst part. Those 4 years in prison, Ava had been paying other inmates to torment her. Emma had spent almost every day in pain, and she had been pregnant with their second child the entire time. The stress and the abuse, she lost the baby, and that is when it hit him, what he had actually done. He had destroyed both of his own children. A few days later, police found an unrecognizable body near the ocean. Emma's ID was on it. The fingerprints confirmed the identity. It was Emma. In the morgue, Ethan stood there staring at her. That was when the regret finally hit him. He thought he had been protecting his wife. Instead, he had pushed her to the edge. After that, Ethan had one thing left to do: make Ava pay. He kept his face completely calm and started pursuing her. He proposed. Then he gave her a huge wedding the whole city noticed. On the wedding day, the room was packed. The bride and groom were about to kiss when the giant screen behind them suddenly lit up. A video started playing Ava's car, Noah, the crash. Then another video appeared. Ava and her father were planning everything together. They had threatened Emma's life and forced Ethan to testify against her. The room erupted. Ava froze. The same people who'd been smiling at her were now turning on her. Her father tried to explain, but Ethan immediately released the evidence showing that he had been threatened. He didn't send Emma to prison because he wanted to hurt her. He did it because the Foster family had threatened to kill her the moment she left court. He thought sending her to prison was the only way to keep her alive. Instead, it destroyed both of them. Then the police arrived. Ava Foster and her father were arrested on the spot. Ethan had finally gotten his revenge. He drove to the cliff where he believed Emma had died. In his hands was the urn he thought contained his wife's ashes. He was ready to say goodbye to everything, but Ethan didn't know one thing: Emma was still alive. Someone had rescued her, and she was already gone for good.